Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Awakened Taurus 1111. This video is going to be about the 12 houses of astrology. I'm going to start with the first six houses. So this will be a two-part video. This is the first of the two-part videos. When you think of the word house, it's not literally a house, with walls and a roof. We are talking about basically a category of life. So when you think of the word house, think of a category of life. It represents like an area or a function of life itself. So early astrologers, they divided the zodiac into 12 different houses or 12 areas of life. The first area of life, or the first house, is the house of self. So the house of self is self-improvement. What are my dreams? What are my aspirations for myself? So that is the first house of astrology. Each house of astrology also has a natural zodiac ruler. So if you go in the order of the zodiac wheel of how they go around, it always starts with Aries, that being the first zodiac sign. That also corresponds with the first house, and so on. So the first house is ruled by Aries. So an Aries person, or a person that has Aries as a zodiac or sun sign, the self-improvement, what they do with their self, their goals, their aspirations, those are going to be very important to that person. So that is the first house of astrology. The second house of astrology is the house of money and possessions. And that house is ruled by the sign of Taurus. The house of money and possessions is acquiring wealth, acquiring objects and things of value and things like that, possessions basically. So Taurus is the ruler of that. So a person with a Taurus sun sign, those areas of life are going to be very important to a Taurus. And as with any zodiac sign as a ruler, it just becomes natural almost for that person to embody that goal in their lives. Tauruses are money makers. I don't know how else to say it. It's just, we find unique ways to make money. So the next house of astrology is communication. The house of communication is all about exactly talking, relationships. This house is ruled by Gemini. So a Gemini, in general, all air signs are good at communicating. They're usually very intelligent, they're intellectual beings. But the sign of Gemini itself is going to be very good at communicating. Again, that particular area of their life is going to govern a lot of the things that they do. They're going to be very successful in those paths where, whether it's in their work or home life, where they are able to communicate, they are able to share their ideas. So that becomes very important to them, and they'll be very skilled at that naturally. The fourth house of astrology is home life. Home life is natural ruler is the sign of Cancer. So if you have a zodiac or sun sign in the sign of Cancer, you are the ruler of the home life. So a Cancer person, home life is very important. Family, friends, gatherings, things like that are done with the family are very important to that person. Obviously you have to balance work and family, but they are the individuals of the zodiac that really aspire to have the family involved in things that they do. Okay, the fifth house is the house of creativity and the house of sex. This house is ruled by the sign of Leo. So if you have a zodiac or sun sign in the sign of Leo, they are the natural rulers of the fifth house. This house is all about ideas, creating things. It's also the house of sex. So obviously, I don't need to go into a whole lot of detail on that subject, but those individuals will, these areas of life for a Leo are going to be very important. So again, moving on to the sixth house. The sixth house is the house of service. It's also the house of health. The natural ruler of this house is Virgo. So Virgos will have a natural ability, or even they gravitate, even when their work or whatever, they'll gravitate towards health fields. I think I mentioned this in the Virgo video, if you look at the specific video for that particular zodiac sign. But they will gravitate towards these areas of life. Health is very important to a Virgo. They're conscientious of it. They're conscientious of the way they look, how their health is, things like that. So this is the first 6 houses of the astrology wheel. I will make a second part to this video where I'll go through the rest of the houses. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. And thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.